Hi everyone, welcome back. Now we'll start creating data mapper. So let's see from where you can create a data mapper. So there are two steps or two pointers from where you can create a data mapper. So one of them is within your OmniScript designer. You can just search for the data mapper actions group, drag and drop any of the actions from here. So suppose I want to create a turbo action, I can drag and drop it here, and then either I can choose from existing data mapper, while if we already have created, but this is our first time we are creating, right? So if you don't have any data mapper, you can click here and start creating. And the other place is this one, where you can navigate to data mappers tab. If this tab is not available or any of these tabs are not available, since this is a trial org, right, we don't have an app, you can always go and search for that tab, or you can click on edit tabs and add the tabs whatever you want to add related to Omni. Okay, now as we created Omni script using new, similar way for data mapper or data raptor, we can navigate to this tab, click on the new button, and here you see few options. Here you can give the name, then the interface type. So we have already talked about the four different actions that we can do with the data mapper or data raptor. Extract, that like a select query. Turbo extract is like a fast query on a single object. Here we can have multiple object, multiple filter conditions. In turbo extract we can have only object, only query on the single object. Load is for loading data into the database or object. Transform is for transforming data, right? So these are the four interfaces. So suppose for our first time creating this data mapper, so I'll use a turbo extract. We can give some name. Now this input type and output type. So input type, if you click, there are three types available: JSON, XML, custom. So you can choose any one of those, right? Whenever you are using OmniScript to send the data, it is mainly in JSON. You can select that. You can, if you have a custom Apex class, then you can use a custom type, right? Now for the output types, it again varies from the interface. So if you choose a different interface, you might see a different output type, right? If it's for load, it is only S object. Similarly for transform, it is having so many options, right? You can transform the data into the PDF as well, DocuSign, all those options are available, right? So you can explore that. I'm going to share a link in the in this video chat or video description, which will be a trailhead link, right? So from where what you can do is you can go to this trailhead, design data mappers for performance, and you can check on everything one by one. There is a detailed explanation. Okay, now coming back to our first data mapper, which is of type turbo extract. You can, here you can put the permissions, right? If you want to restrict the permission for this data mapper, so that only selected role, profile, or custom permissions, the user who is possessing that custom permission should be able to access. For this again, you can use or go through the same uh, trailhead, where you will find a link to see how you can give the access or control the access using this permissions, right? So and how you can specify those permissions, what is the syntax for that. So you can navigate to this link and learn more around that. Okay, so after putting all these things, then you can also put a description. It will be easy for you to search, like, okay, if you have a specific data mapper written for specific purpose, or generic data mapper which can be reused across multiple Omni scripts, right? So basis the description, it will be easy to search. So after doing all this, when you hit save, you will land up in a newly created your data mapper, right, which is of type turbo extract. So here you can see, you can select only one object. Once I select the object, I cannot do anything, right? There is only one object that I can choose. I can add the filter like, okay, where name is this, so this is a variable. You can put a string as well, and basis that you can also see like, okay, this is the object which I have selected, right? I can change this object, and that object will be reflected here. So I can have a query on only one object. The sole purpose of turbo extract is to do a quick operation or fast operation, right? And then we have these fields available which we can choose, and then our output will display those fields. So suppose if I run this by clicking preview, and if I provide that variable, so my variable name is acc name, I can put some value, say for example global, and then I can just execute this. So if you see here, this is my output variable name, and this is the JSON, right? Whatever columns I have selected, those are listed here. In this case, you won't be able to see the null variable with null values, right? Whereas it will be available in other extract data mapper, not in the turbo extract. So in next session, we'll see more around what settings we have in the data mapper. But this is how simply you can go select and try multiple, objects. You can even here you can place a string like this in single quotes, right? And you can run your data mapper by going to preview tab. Okay, this is how it's very simple and straightforward. So I'll suggest you that you go ahead and start exploring this. I'll share the link of the trailer as well, so that it will be easy for you to go through in detail, because in videos we will not be able to cover each and everything, right? Thank you, and keep coding, keep practicing.